Off we go.
Okay. Well, hi, everybody. We're going to be starting a new segment or a new piece of our services. Actually, we'll start over. Hi, everybody. We're going to be starting a new piece to our weekly worship segment, and we want to have questions for you, both in both in your small groups and for you as families as you meet around the dinner table or what have you through the week. So we're going to basically just talk about the questions that we have for you in reflection on the Sunday service and the Sunday message and our Unsung Heroes series at large. So obviously with Unsung Heroes, we've just been learning about kind of minor characters in the Bible and how they play into God's redemptive story at large and how God uses smaller people. So our first question really, and this week we're learning all about Lydia, is what do you find interesting about Lydia? What did her example and her story show and how she influenced people? What do you find interesting about Lydia? And just kind of take a moment to break down her example and what you think about Lydia.
When you go to question 2, you'll notice there's a quote there, and we're asking you to interact with that a little bit. And it's kind of a fun quote, and just reflect on that alone for a second, and just think about how that's true in so many places that you look at on the news, or maybe even in your own friendship circles. How there's just some people that don't want to hear anything except what they think themselves, kind of like the echo chamber view of life. And then just take a look at of this story. Just go back to what you were thinking about in the previous question and ask yourself, was Lydia like that? Did she have that opinion? And just reflect on that a little bit, and then maybe just ponder for a moment as to why is it that people have this this unlearning attitude as they approach issues and things in life.
You know, when we look at question 3, we're looking at the reality that we're often in a culture that seems to now be resistant to learning from people who maybe come across as more of a person in the know or an expert. And again, why is that? And again, as we think about living our Christian life, we still have to say, I need to be in a position of humility where I need to say, I don't know, and I need to learn more about my faith. And just interact with that dynamic of our culture around us that seems to be resistant to learning at times, and yet we still need to be in a posture of learning to continue to journey in our Christian faith.
Well, when we look at question 4, we've got another question about Lydia. And when we look at Lydia, she had this huge life change, this dramatic moment where she hears the story of Jesus and it changes everything about the way that she lives. Her conversion, you know, it marks something special for her, and it leads her to influence people. Just take a moment to process her conversion moments and how you think that changed her life significantly and most intensely, and why that drove her to make a difference in people's lives.
As we come to question 5, we're starting to turn things back over into more self-reflection in our own lives. And as we think about these ideas of listening and learning and then even leadership and leading in the places that we're at, think about your own life and your own walk with Christ, and where are the most significant impacts and transformative moments for you because you were a person who was willing to listen and a person who was willing to learn. And just reflect on that. And maybe if you're in a group, just share with each other the ways that God has really been working in your life because you quieted yourself and were willing to listen and learn.
On this very last question for this message, we want you to really just think about what voices right now are you listening to and learning from as you're trying to work out your Christian faith. I think it's really important to have those mentoring voices in your life. All of us need it. But you need to ask yourself, you know, are these good voices? Can I really trust them? Are they really teaching us the way of Jesus in a good way? Again, take a moment to ask your family, who's out there right now in your life that you say, this is a good voice I need to be listening to.
Well, we hope that you're enjoying this this new chance to listen to the questions and interact maybe a little bit more. And we hope that you're using these questions both in your family and maybe in a small group setting. And as we're learning about Lydia, and as we're learning about becoming a persistent influencer and the ideas of listening, learning, and then leading, we're praying for you. And we just hope that you are taking this and growing with this and maturing in your faith over this time of pandemic, and hopefully becoming a persistent influencer. We'll see you next week.
Bye, everybody.